So we've been talking a lot about the top 10 most common things that hold people back from achieving the success that they want in their life. And today we're going to talk about number 3, short-term thinking. Okay, short-term thinking, I truly believe has everything to do with we have given our goals short thought, short focus, short effort, right? With the short-term thinking, we have to know the difference between what we want now and what we want most. And we need to decide, okay, if this is my mountaintop goal, why is it important to me? And what will my life look like if I reach this? And then I want you to ask yourself, what if I never reach it? What if that long-term vision that I have of living my best life never happens? How will I feel? What will my life look like if nothing changes 5 to 10 years from now? Is it better? Is it the same? Or is it worse? Right? The short-term thinking, I believe, also has a lot to do with we wrap the emotion of things around our decisions, like in the right now, because we're not thinking of the future. We're not thinking that everything that we do and don't do will always matter. Right? We are a 100% result of the choices that we choose every single day, right? Good or not so good. So when you're looking at that, knowing the difference between what you want now and what you want most will pull you through short-term thinking. Like, how true is that? Like, making non-negotiables in your life is important, and taking the time to figure out the why behind your goals, and then what are the needle moving tasks that are going to help me get there, that I can be like, check, I did it, check, I did it, check, I did it. And it's all those small wins that will turn into something really great and really big in your life. So don't allow what you're not seeing on a scale, or what you're not seeing in your life, or you're not seeing in a promotion and work. Like, if it's not, like, if it hasn't happened yet and you feel like, oh, I'm putting in all this effort, take a self-reflection and be like, okay, well, what is the effort that I'm putting in? Like, am I really showing up in all of the things that can get me to where I want to go? Take a wide look around yourself and ask yourself, well, if I feel like I should be closer, am I doing the things to get me closer? And is it consistent? Because if it is not consistent and we're leaning more into those old habits are what created the frustrations in our life. So when you put that perspective on of like, it's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when, right? So when you're focusing on your goals and you are chasing after them, you're not gonna allow the frustrations of, well, I'm not there yet, get in your way. Like, that's a choice. Right? And at the end of the day, like, if you know that you're doing the things to move your life forward, but yet you're letting the emotion of a particular day get in your way, and you got that mindset of those excuses come pouring in, like that you're not bettering yourself, like, I should have got there sooner, so-and-so is, reached this goal already, and they did it a lot quicker than I did. Here is the thing. Let's say you want to run a marathon in your life, okay? And there's lots of people out there running marathons, and we just had one in Chicago, okay? So let's say you are gonna be signing up for this marathon, okay? And everybody has the same opportunity, right? They have the same start, they have the same path to run on, right? They have all of the same things on that day, right? But the difference between each and every one of the runners are what they did prior to leading up to that race, okay? And let's say you put on the mindset of, I want to finish this race in 4 hours. I want to complete this marathon in 4 hours, and you're running, right? And you get these moments of, like, when you're running, you're at like 2 hours in, and you got these thoughts of, oh my gosh, my leg is cramping, like I don't think I can keep going, and you kind of slow down a little bit, and you like almost try to talk yourself out of your finish line. Like, you set this as a goal, you signed up for the marathon, right? But yet you're going to try and talk yourself out of completing it. And then you get to a point where you got all these people passing you by, and now, like, you're at a point where, you're at mile 20, and man, you're so close. You are so close, but you know what? I didn't do it in 4 hours. So at that moment, do you just stop? Do you give up? right? Do you give up because you didn't hit it in the time frame that you said that you wanted to hit it in? Or do you just continue to run and you finish in 6 hours, right? Like, does it matter? Does it matter as long as you are still moving your life forward towards that finish line, whether you did it in 4 hours or 6 hours? Do you know what I'm saying? Like, it's going to be worth it in the end. And keep your focus forward and not off to the right and off to the left on everybody else, because they're running their own race in their life, and so are you, and so am I, right? So when we have a purpose that's worth fighting for, we don't allow other things to come and get in our way. And one thing that Matt really helped me with in 2019 that I'll leave you guys with is, he told me, Jamie, if you only do what you need to do when you feel like it, you are never going to be successful. And he said that with the biggest heart, and it is so freaking true, and you can apply that in every aspect of your life, and I cannot tell you how many times that has pulled me out of my own way. So when you're looking at short-term thinking, decide that if you choose something in that day that is a choice that pulls you away from your goals, and you know you are the only one that will know that, I want you to stop and ask yourself, is it worth it? Is it worth it in the moment, right? To go back on what I said that I wanted. And I want you to also start realizing that those things in your life that are holding you back, maybe make a list. Make a list of the things that you know that are holding you back from living your best life. And when you find yourself in those moments of that short-term thinking of, you know what, I'm going to lean into this excuse today because it's going to make me feel better, pull that list out. And if it's on the list, take a deep breath and ask yourself, is it worth it in this moment? Because when we can focus in and zone in on why our goals are important to us, that's going to help us pull ourselves up and out of our own way when we know why we're doing what we're doing, right? We're not just going through the motions because it sounds good in the moment. We are actually chasing after something that is meaningful to us. We have a purpose that's worth fighting for. We're not going to allow our short-term thinking to get in our long-term life goals, right? We are better than that. We're going to focus forward, and we are going to never get in our own way. And one thing that I can tell you that could be super helpful is go share your goals and why it's important to you with the people that you know, that you love, that you trust, that you know that will be the leader in your life, the friend in your life that will tell you what you need to hear, not what you want to hear, right? Because so much of chasing after your goals is so wrapped around emotions. And if you sit back and really grab a hold of the root behind why you're chasing what you're chasing, and you share that with someone that you know will come and like check you, then there, my friend, is when you have those moments of trying to talk yourself out of what you said you once wanted, go share that with a friend that you shared your big goals with, because then they can take the time to listen and remind you of what you're chasing and why you said it was important, right? Because this life is so much a you versus you. And we are always going to be 100% a result of the choices we decide to make on the daily. So with that, I hope that this helps. I hope it brought you some value that you can take and run with and make your own. And you realize that, you know what, if I have some short-term thinking going on in my life and I'm allowing myself to go back on what I said I once wanted to chase for my goals, if I'm letting that get in my way one too many times, maybe I need to take a step back today and focus on, well, why is that important to me? Because if it's important to you and it has meaning, you're gonna run through it every single time, right? So I will see you guys on another top 10. See ya.